Hello YouTube, this video is by special request. I've been asked to check the position of the moon as it was at the time of the Japan earthquake on March 11, 2011. As you can see, I have my home location set to Sendai, Japan, and the date is set to 11th of March 2011, and currently the time is set at 1:46. Now the time of the earthquake was at 5:46 UTC. But we're going to check the path of the moon across the sky in the hours leading up to the earthquake. So starting at 1:46, I'm going to step this ahead 1 hour at a time. So 1:46, 2:46, 3:46, 4:46, 5:46. Now this was the time of the earthquake, and as you can see, the moon was not at the very highest point in the sky, or the zenith. It was approaching the highest point that the moon was in the sky, but that is different to the actual highest point in the sky. Now it's been claimed that the moon was actually at the highest point in the sky 3/4 of an hour later, so I'm going to step this ahead to 6:31, which is 45 minutes later, and check the position at that time. And we see that the moon is still not quite at the highest point that it was in the sky. Here is the meridian line, which is the line that arcs across between south and north, and the zenith is the highest point in the sky. Now it wasn't until 7:10 that the moon was at the highest point that it reached in the sky. But once again, this is not the same as the very highest point in the sky, or the zenith. Okay, so I'm going to advance this on again. I'll just take this back to 6:46 as we started. Okay, and step that on 1 hour again. 7:46, 8:46, 9:46, 10:46. So here we can see the path of the moon across the sky as seen from Sendai, Japan, and we can see that that path did not cross the zenith, or the very highest point in the sky. Now we're going to take a look from the moon and check the view from that perspective. Wrong one. Let's go to the moon. Okay, so we're now on the moon and we're looking back towards the earth. I'm going to center the earth. So that we can zoom in accurately. That took a while to come around. Okay, zooming in on the earth, and again I'm going to take this back to the time of the quake, which was 5:46. And I'm going to take it back further than that, because what we want to do is check the position of Japan as the earth was turning. So I'll go back to 1:46 again. I've got Sendai, Japan tagged on here. That's the marker, and as we can see at 1:46 UTC, Japan had just come up over the horizon as the earth was turning. So I'm going to advance this again 1 hour at a time. This is 1:46, 2:46, 3:46, 4:46, 5:46. This is the time of the earthquake. If we're looking straight down from the moon to the earth, got the center here, we can clearly see that Sendai, Japan was not centered. In other words, the moon was not directly above Japan as has been claimed. Again, I'll advance that on a few more hours and we can watch the path of Japan as we progress. 5:46, 6:46, 7:46, 8:46, 9:46. So we could see that the path that Japan took sort of arced around there. It didn't actually go through the center. So I hope that clears that up.